What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Get Wrecked. Bro, I'm your host, Sensei, and with me today, none other than the man, the myth, the legend himself in Crazy Care Bear. Yes, he finally is here on the channel. Crazy, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. I'm excited. I know today is going to be a great one. The fans have been literally hitting me up nonstop. We're going to get right into the first question of the interview. And just, what has been going on this season? Like, it doesn't seem like you guys. What's going on?
Well, so for full transparency, and I'll kind of get into it a little bit in a second. So we were in Plat most of last year in Cold War. And the reason why we moved down to Silver in the first place is because our new fourth, Coco, basically hasn't picked up sticks in over 2 years. So we didn't really we didn't really think that they were going to let us go to Silver. We assumed that they were going to put us to Gold. So we're just like, hey, we'll throw us in Silver. If they put us in Gold, that's fine. We just kind of wanted to get his feet wet and not wanted him to get gunned immediately and not have any fun. So he ended up being much better than anticipated right away. I think his first hard point, he dropped 60 in the league, like his first match. But I also just recently found out that he's always been an AR, and I didn't know that. And we initially had him on a sub. So our pacing was horrible. I play very fast. He plays very fast, but he plays fast in a different way. It's hard to explain, but it's a different way. Mo plays pretty quickly as a flex, and T's pretty slow, which is okay. But the pacing was very off. So when we started playing the better teams in Plat, and we also got, I would say we got in a little bit of a blender because the first 3 weeks, we played the 3 best teams in Plat. And, even on the other side, I'm telling you right now, these are the 3 best teams in Plat. Mm-hmm. Monster and Gonzo's team is the best team in Plat. And most people don't believe it, but they proved it last night. They are disgusting. They are the best hardpoint team. They might be the best hardpoint team in the league altogether, but they're 1,000% the best hardpoint team in Plat. And then we played Arza and Avowals, and they're disgusting as well. They took a series off of Leafs and them in the first tourney right before the season. And then we played a new team that just came in, and they're disgusting as well. So we kind of got a little bit of a ringer, but I'm not making excuses. Our hardpoint is horrendous. It is getting better now that we made a role change. So once I found out that Coco is an AR, we decided to put Mo as my second sub and Coco as a second AR. And it has helped us tremendously. We played our match last night. We 3-0'd Dobbs' team. And it was pretty comfortable, too. We played the hardpoint extremely well. We won by around 50 or 60, which is really good for us because we've been getting painted in hardpoint. I'm also going to throw out there that we are the best S&D team probably in the league, and that might go to Diamond as well. And people can disagree with that, but we'll take all challenges. But so that hasn't changed. I think we've lost 3 S&D maps in 2 full seasons, and one of them was I literally dropped a donut against your guys' team, the second map of the series when we played you week 2, and I just had probably the worst map I've played ever, and you guys smoked us. And then we've lost 2. We lost one where a teammate used a smoke when they were banned, and we all got chalked after that. Like, it was like we were in it, and then that happened, and we just got smoked in the hard point, and Search is our good game. So when we lost that round, it was just like it was chalked. But we did end up winning a Gav control right after that against Arzon Avowal's team. So that was good for us. It kind of kept us, up there with mentally.
Right.
And then we just got smoked last week as well. So we just got 3-0. We weren't expecting that team to be as good as they were. And we just came in thinking we were going to put our feet up and get our first win. And it just didn't happen.
Yeah, and honestly, I was wondering what was happening because honestly, after last season, and I would say it to everybody that listens, like, you guys were that team. You guys were that team. And though you guys had close maps or close series, it didn't seem like anytime you guys were out of it. I always praise, especially you and T-Dubs. I think T-Dubs is one of the best players in the CRL. Like, he is like low key. People underrate that man too much. He's really good. But for you, I've always said it. It's like you have the IGL like trait inside of you, dude. And the way
Hmm.
you like just and when I'm in your streams and when I pop in there and I'm lurking, I just hear like how you command the troops, and it's really really good. So as I like saw you guys lose week 1, week 2, I'm like, wait, something's going on here. There's no way. There's no way they lose week 3. You guys go down week 3. And I'm like, wait, what is going on? This isn't the team I faced last year.
Hmm.
Because honestly, again, I think that you guys were the it team last year. So when you say, when I see that you guys are 0-3, I'm like, okay, are they going to make a switch in some way? But now to hear that Coco wasn't even playing his main role,
Yeah.
that's, it. Now it's over for the Plat division. You guys are coming full speed ahead, and that's great. You gave us that insight. Now you guys are 1-3, right? Moving into next week, what are some things you guys are working on? Just as a unit.
Just getting a little bit more comfortable because nothing's changing with our S&D because roles don't really matter as much with S&D. It's just we kind of all like if you've seen my stream, I play sporadically with S&D on some maps. I play with an AR, some with snipers, some with a sub. We just kind of have our niche in S&D, so that doesn't matter and that doesn't change. But with control and with mostly hardpoint because that's our biggest. We play it twice almost every series because we're gonna win map 2 no matter what. So we know that we're gonna get to that second hardpoint. We have to win one of them. We are essentially a 2-3-5 team, but control is so coin flippy right now with there's not being ticks and it's just being deaths that we really need to focus on winning a hard point because if we end up getting the defense, or if we don't get the defense round 5, it's over with. We're not going to win. I mean, we can win. We have, and we did win one, but it's just the averages go down when that happens. So now it's just getting more comfortable, and we're trying to scrim better and better teams, and even teams outside of the CRL. Obviously, our boy Morph is helping me out with some scrims and stuff like that because he's disgusting. So just trying to get a little bit more comfortable, get Coco more comfortable in his role. Mo is, I'm telling you right now, Mo is one of the best players as far as actually gifted. He is disgusting. He ran last season, not last season, but the last season of Cold War. We were getting absolutely shit on. Me and T were in the blender. We just hated the game, didn't want to play it anymore. But we were all just stuck it out and played the last season. And we were getting absolutely world starred. And Mo still dropped a 1.8 for the entire season, all 3 game modes. Dude is disgusting. But he's kind of tried to develop like a secondary leadership role, and he's been really focusing on making sure everybody's where they're supposed to be, and it's hurt his game a little bit as far as like stats wise. But I think with this role switch is gonna free him up to be that slayer that he truly is, and I think you're gonna see some impressive stuff out of him.
Yeah, and I can't wait because honestly, nothing but positives to say about your entire team. I think that at any given moment, I've seen it myself playing against you guys in scrims. Like, it's like, okay, T-Dubs popped off that map. This guy's popping off this map. Crazy just went for 50 on Bocage. Like, who do we stop? So it was always that case for us last season. But, let's take a back step this season. Is not going so well. Got that bounce back this week and looking forward for that for the remainder of the season. But let's back up to last season. What happened there at the end in that final game? Because, we only know our side,
Yeah.
but for you guys, it seemed like, honestly, I'm not even going to like be fake about it. It seemed like you guys weren't playing. Like at moments, it's like I'm like, no, this is not the team I just scrimmed like 10 rounds in a row, and we went back and forth. Like,
Yeah. So we that was kind of like, so what we were doing before chumps, we were starting to scrim the better teams. So like the gold, plat, and we were trying to find basically even like teams that are trying to be challengers teams and stuff like. We were trying to scrim the best people we can, so that way we could see, because we fully intended to go to plat after that season. So we wanted to start playing, teams that were of that caliber. So once we started scrimming them, that's when we were seeing the holes in our hardpoint and the holes in our pacing. Because, and no disrespect to anybody in silver, that's the whole point of it, is to learn, and that's why we went down there. But for the most part in silver, like, you can get away with doing dumb shit. You can get away with hitting the wrong routes. You can get away with hitting the hill by yourself and popping a 3-piece. Like, it's common because not everybody plays A1. So we kind of got away with being bad at hardpoint and having a bad pacing throughout the season. But we knew before chumps that our hardpoint sucked. And so
Mm,
we were in with that mindset that our hardpoint sucked and we had to just steal one because you guys weren't beating us in search. So we
yeah.
knew that we had to steal 3, or 4. And one happened and we just got put in the blender. Like that was a rough map. But we regained one map 2, and then map 3 and 4. Oh, they were both so close. Like we were literally, a break away from winning either one of them.
Yeah.
And it was, it was a little bit despairing because obviously we didn't lose up to that point. We were completely
Hmm.
undefeated. But also, I think it was something that we needed because it's a humbling experience when you think you're so good and you get proven that you can get taken down. And don't get me wrong, you guys were a plat caliber team, which is why pretty much
Yeah.
everybody from that team is in plat now.
Yeah. Everyone.
So exactly. So and that's we knew that the first week we played each other, we said it. We'll see you guys in chumps, and that's what happened. We knew
Yeah.
that no other team was going to compete against us, and that's not shade against anybody. There's hella players down in silver that shouldn't have been there. There's great players. Hazzy, that dude could be a diamond AR. That dude is disgusting. There's players down there that are great. It was the first season of a brand new game and nobody knew what they were supposed to be. And that's just how it works. And you got to understand that going in. So we knew we had to take a hard point. The first one hurt a little bit, but I think map 2 showed our resiliency in the fact of it doesn't matter what happens the last map. We're going to come into the next map blank slate. Like we're going to play our best regardless. It doesn't matter how much we lose by, how much we win by. We're going to attack each map differently. And unfortunately, we just didn't have enough ice for either the third or fourth hard point.
And the one thing that I would really praise you guys on is how you guys were like, yo, y'all won that second map. And I'm like, yo, they really just got destroyed in map 1. How did they do that? Like, because, and you know this, you take a map 1 like that, the other team is done. They're done. They're absolutely done. So the bounce back you guys have in map 2 and then how close y'all had it the rest of the series was absolutely insane to me and will always be one of the best series I've played and almost lost. Like that's how crazy that series was. And again, for you, being in the captain spot, like, could you tell me what was the talk after? Because I really hope it wasn't like, I know you guys were staying together. That's obvious. But what was the encouraging things you were saying there?
Well, pretty much kind of what I elaborated to earlier. Like we know that we're the best S&D team in the CRL. So we know that if we can win a map, we're going to be in every single series. Obviously, we're not going to go 100% in S&D, but we're going to be in every series if we win one respawn. We knew control was coming, and we were a decent control team in Cold War, so we know how to play the game. Obviously, it's kind of fugazi with the whole not 6 thing and the deaths, but all that.
Yeah.
But either way, we knew that was going to kind of help us carry us until we learned how to play hardpoint the right way. And then also for full transparency about the reason why we suck at hardpoint is because we play extremely fundamental and we play the way hardpoint has always been played. And this game, you get punished for it. This is a game that anybody who's played for any period of time knows not to hit the hill with 15 seconds left. And in this game, if you don't, you're gonna lose because that's just how quickly you are to get to the next hill, and that's how the spawns work with squad spawns. So like we had to change our mindset, and we knew going in that we had to win a hard point. So it wasn't like a shock. Like we knew how good you guys were. Cover is absolutely disgusting. D is absolutely disgusting. We knew that we had to steal, and it was literally steal a hard point because you guys are the better hard point team. You guys were the better hard point team. And with it just being the first season and with it being 3 hard points, you guys had that advantage. So I don't want to say that we came in with a losing mentality because we fully intended on winning that. But it wasn't like completely distraught, like, oh my God, we got to, chalk it all up and throw it back. We knew what our weaknesses were. We tried to improve them enough before, and we just didn't. So we had to continue working, and we're still doing it now. I mean, we just literally won our first hardpoint map since that series last night in the league. So it was a work in progress. And I think that's where a lot of, I mean, this even goes to challengers, that kids don't realize that in order to improve, you have to improve together. You can't just, swap players here and there and expect there's a difference. Now, granted, there's times where you do need to do that as well. But if the pieces are there and everybody has a talent, it's just, moving things around a certain way and maybe making yourself uncomfortable. For example, I was a main AR since IW. In IW, I played main AR. That was when I first started playing in LANs, and that's when I first started competing heavily. In BO3 as well, but that was heavy in IW. And I played main all the way up until the last season of Cold War. And I became a sub because my team needed more pressure on the map. So it doesn't matter what you want to be. It's about a team. It's a team sport. It's not about, esport, whatever. But it's not about your particular skills. It's about what you can do best for your team to help them succeed. And I think that's where a lot of people have an issue.
Oh man, that was amazing insight, honestly, and I thank you for that. One thing I could say is that you guys are definitely have that bounce back material, especially given how the season has went already. There's only winning. That's the only thing you can't do at this point. But moving on to the next question. This question is a little bit more spicy. We're just going to get a little mild right now, in terms of the questions. Is, you love your teammates, and that's going to be your team till, and I would probably say into the end of CRL. But give me a Crazy Care Bear dream team.
Ooh, a dream team. Well, honestly, a dream team's tough because I feel like, and this is bad to say, and a lot of people are gonna be pissed off of this, but I don't care. I feel like the automaton is a very easy gun to run, and it doesn't take a lot to run it successfully in this, because if you're sitting on head glitches in Berlin and even Tuscan and Gavutu, you're at the advantage in almost every gunfight. And it doesn't take a lot to be a great AR in this game. It takes a lot more skill to be a great sub, because you have to continuously put pressure on, continuously run into pre-aims and win gunfights. And as far as like in the CRL itself, I would probably say my dream team would probably just to steal Cover and make him my sub duo. Because because that dude, I really like the way he plays. I like his mindset. That's why I had so much shit with him, and I love talking shit with him, and I love streaming or playing against him and scrimming against him, because I like the way he plays the game and the way he thinks. And that's what this game is. This game isn't gun skill, because every gun shoots straight. Every gun shoots fast. TTK is very fast. It's all about split-second decisions and realizing what's open on the map and where you can fit in to help best. And he does it naturally. And it does help that he's got a great gun and he doesn't miss a lot of shots. But it's more of like, I feel like if you make him the second sub, and there's no shot at Coco, but if you make him my second sub, put Mo as my flex and keep T as my main, I think you give us one season of plat and we're in diamond.
Oh, that's huge. That's huge. Maybe, you just put it in the air there, and that might happen. That might happen. And I do see that possibly happening, because we saw some of that in the All-Star game. We saw a glimpse of that, and it was scary. Team Sensei, they went in that thinking, hey, these two guys together, they can wreak some havoc on the map, and you guys did just that. Moving on to the next question, though. This one a little bit more spicy than the previous. Give me your bot of the CRL.
Oof. So, bot of the CRL is a tough one, and it's not a tough one because I don't want to burn bridges, because I really don't give a shit. It's more of a tough one because the CRL is, at its core, is a really good thing because of what it's meant to do. It's meant to put people in the proper skill levels and allow them to learn the game in a quote unquote safe zone with people of similar skill, to then continue to build and become better, or even just stay there in kind of the beer league-esque sense. So I'm kind of going to put a two-parter here, and it's not going to be a single person. I think a bot is somebody who complains that I mean, I guess I'm kind of shouting somebody out specifically, and I'm not meaning to because I really don't know him, but unfortunately, it's just him. Somebody who's upset that somebody in their division is all of a sudden either put there or is there just to beat them, or people have something out for them and they're stacking teams and stuff like that. That
Right.
doesn't happen. Everybody wins, everybody loses. Like we all have our good nights and our bad nights. And like I feel like the egotistical mindset of people think that everybody's just preying on their downfall. I mean, in all honesty, that's a bot, in my opinion. Like you got to get out of your own
Mm.
head. You're not anybody. We're all in a rec league. We're all here to have fun. Like, you're not in challengers. You calm down. And then my second part is the vast amount of cheaters that are in this league. All y'all are bots, straight up.
What do you mean by cheaters? Elaborate on that. You gotta give me something there.
All right, so I'm not gonna say anybody because I don't have proof. Now I have some VODs and I've seen some things, but there's definitely people cheating in this league, and I feel like it's sad because it's a rec league. Like
Yeah,
honestly, I don't
100%.
understand the cheating in any way. Like I don't understand the hacking in any ways. Like if you got walls, if you have aimbot and you're that bad and you just want to be gassed in a rec league Discord, like you're sad. You're a sad individual. And I heard a rumor that the Faceit app is going to start being used for diamond matches, and I think
Okay.
that's a great move. I think it's a
Yeah,
fantastic move because obviously go to the
I
top
agree.
tier of the skill and move down. That's the smartest way to do it. And I commend them for doing that because Activision isn't doing anything to fight it. So I'm
Mhm.
glad that they're doing what they can. And I'm just hoping it hits the rest of the league because I'm just saying some people are gonna disappear all of a sudden, and just don't be surprised.
Nah, if that happens, I'm gonna I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna be very, very upset, man, because the CRL, they really do try their best, but man, there's gonna be some bad apples just get through the
Exactly.
cracks, and you hate to see it because at the end of the day, being here for as long as you've been in the CRL, if you're here at this point, I have to believe that you want to see this, to the end.
Oh,
You
absolutely.
know,
I want to see them be where they should be.
yeah, and so do I, and this is why I do things like this, to bring some light to some of the amazing players of the CRL. But man, if that is happening, and I'm gonna need that proof you got, man, because I want in on this. 'Cause that's an inside
Well,
scoop.
I'm gonna let it play out because I kind of want. The problem is that with anything, because I get it all the time. People come in my stream and they call me a hacker and they call me cheating. And I mean, I understand it. I'm 32 years old and I'm smoking some of these kids, so I would feel
That's
some type
true.
of way too. But um, it's very, very difficult to prove because there are awkward timings, there are weird things, and the game is made shit. And sometimes you get aim assist drag on some shit that you didn't think that you could. And I mean, it looks like you're tracking somebody, but
Yeah,
literally it just dragged your aim assist. So I'm gonna let it actually because it's easier to disprove it, even if you are doing
I
it, than it is
agree.
to prove it.
I know what you're getting at. Yeah, yeah, and
So I'm gonna let Face It do it for me instead of somebody getting all butthurt and creating a smear campaign and all that. I'm gonna let something that actually can do it do it.
But I will say this, to get the comments riled up, viewers and listeners, let us know who you think. Let us know who you think, and maybe, just maybe, Crazy would text you. Yeah, I got the same guy in mind. But hey, moving on. We're gonna, retract some of the spice and get back to it. But man, you're such an open book. It seems like
Mhm.
you're a very down to earth person, and honestly, like, I want to get to know more, and I know that the viewers and listeners definitely want to do too. So, we know Crazy Care Bear, but who's the man behind the sticks?
All right, yeah. So my name is Cody. So obviously, like I alluded to, I am 32. I've been playing Call of Duty for a long time. Like I played Medal of Honor before Call of Duty was created. I've always played FPS shooters, played Halo, all that. Um, I'm a father. I have two kids. I have a 10-year-old and a 3-year-old. So my son will probably be smoking some of y'all in a couple of years. Just throwing it out there. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm humble. I spent most of my life in Tampa. Grew up in Tampa, and then I live in Massachusetts now. So I'm always playing on shit ping and still killing kids. So I ain't worried about it. But yeah, that's not much about me. I mean, I was a mechanic for most of my life, fixed cars. And now I'm just vibing and playing Call of Duty.
And honestly, that was amazing. Being a father myself, it's something special when you can think that one day they're gonna take the sticks from you, and try to 1v1 you. So
Oh, he
that
does
that's
all the time.
there it is. Mines are still young, but one day I feel like they will be coming for me in Rust and 1v1s. I know they're gonna chow me. I 100% feel it. But man, that was amazing, beautiful, honestly. So like you as the person, I think that you can really see that shine through in your gameplay, right? And something I would like to know is just like if you had control of the CRL Discord for a day, what is like some fixes you would do, maybe tweaks here and there? Because we all think about it. We all text our friends and say, man, if the CRL did this, it would be so much better. Maybe what's that something to you?
Well, minor be very, very minor. I think they're doing a very good job of what they are working with. I think they blew up a lot faster than they anticipated that they were going to. And when that happens, you have to really sit back and reevaluate where you're going. Um, I think Halo may have been a little bit too quickly, in my opinion, just because of how fast COD's blowing up. But I understand they wanted to get on the wave that Halo was. I would say, see, it's tough. The biggest issue I think they're starting with a face it, and I think that's the primary concern within the league itself. And they're doing what they can to combat that, so I commend them for that. After that, I don't know. I mean, I would say maybe look for maybe throw out some more things to kind of see what the community wants. I feel like the All-Star games and the things that are in that nature, I feel like show promise, but the problem is that as far as I'm aware of, that's not from them. That's from like you and Killa and other people are like doing that on their own. And I feel like the kind of like this right here, spotlighting players and kind of giving back to some of the people that have, and not me, I don't care. You don't need to give anything to me, but like finding ways to incorporate the people that have been around for a while and kind of shining some light on them other than just giving them mods and giving them some duties. I think that would be nice as well. But I mean, these are just minor things, not anything crazy. I
Right.
personally don't think that they should pay out people for leagues. I get the reason why I say that is because the guise of the league was to keep toxicity out. So when you create a payout, you create toxicity, and there is toxicity, and I feel like they've kind of done a really good job of juggling that, letting some shit talk, because I talk a lot of shit. I'm not gonna lie. If you've watched my stream during matches, if I get fired up, I'm gonna talk, but I'm gonna keep it in the stream and I'm gonna keep it to my team. I'm not gonna like go afterwards and get spirit fingers on a keyboard and start acting crazy. But I think doing that and then finding some different like things because I feel like it started as a beer league essentially, and there's definitely some players that I think are getting left behind that enjoy playing Call of Duty but don't have the time to invest as much as they do, and it's starting to feel like there isn't a spot for them.
Right.
And again, that's not me personally, but it's something that I see as somebody in the Discord, and I'm wondering if maybe like creating like a 30 plus league or a 28 or 25 plus league or whatever. I don't think that I should play in it personally because I don't think
Yeah.
that would be fair. But I do think that they should do something like that and find a way to reach out to some of the community that they may be kind of pushing to the side unintentionally.
Yeah, there's a lot of talks about that. You hear things on the Discord and on Twitter about that was supposed to be how the league was originally. But as you pointed out, it's like the CRL did get big and it did get big fast. So
Hmm.
it's like for me, when I think about it, it's kind of along the same things. It's just very minor stuff. It's nothing that, like a lot of people, they try to make the league out to be like a friendship league, like they really benefit the players that hit up the mods and talk to the owners. They think that there's like a friendship thing going on, which is not. These guys are honestly just like us, just normal people, trying to make something that's that can grow, and when you have something like that, there's going to be people that want to prey on its downfall, but that's okay. But
Absolutely.
back onto the questions, and this one's kind of hot. You kind of said someone you want to play with, but give me a person in the CRL you would never team with again or at all.
This is going to be rude, and I don't mean this intentionally because I think he already thinks that I dislike him. And I really don't. I don't dislike anybody in the league. I can, like I said, I can talk shit with the best of them in the heat of the moment, but like the way it is, as soon as the game's over, it's just competitiveness, and that's all it is. But honestly, it would be Floofy. It would definitely be Floofy.
Right. I get it. Hey, the Floofbot has been on this show, and he knows it. He knows it. He knows there's a lot of people gunning for him, but that's the way. That's the way it is.
I wouldn't say that's it. I just think there's some things that he could. I think he has potential to be a very good player, and that's not what it is. It has nothing to do with skill. But if you watch any of my streams, if you watch my team play, we're very vibey. Like we like to have fun. We like to have a good time. That's the whole point of this. And he has a difficulty keeping those vibes high with his team, if he's losing or not. So I think that would be the biggest issue I would have, is just, sometimes the comms and sometimes the vibes get chopped real quick. And you just, in order to win, in order to stay long-term, you got to stay composed. And that's really the biggest issue with it.
Yeah, I see what you mean. 100% see what you mean. Moving on to the next question, though. We spoke about someone you want on your team, spoke about the person you don't want. But who do you consider a rival, a true rival in the CRL?
It's got to be Cover. It's got to be Cover. I mean, there's nobody else other than Cover, and that's part of the reason why I want him, want to play with him, is because I feel like we look at the game, like I said, very similar. And he is essentially an entry sub. He could play either one, but he's essentially like the entry sub, and he's also the IGL, which is not very common for a sub to be an IGL. And I think that's where we kind of understand each other, and we want to beat each other and in turn make each other better, to continue to beat each other and make each other better. So I would say that he's got to be my rival, and I enjoy playing him. I enjoy playing with him. We play a lot of ranked games together. We play GBs together, but I would definitely say that's probably the rival.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is he said you too, I believe. So that's even better. So you guys have an understanding that, it's Gary versus Ash Ketchum, basically. Yeah. Secretly, they're best friends, dude. 100%. Now, this is where, I start to think about everyone on Twitter, and I'm always hearing chow me for 50, chow me for 100, chow me for... Who are you chowing in the CRL for $1,000?
Oh.
Who's free money to Crazy Care Bear?
I don't know, because again, I feel like that's an unfair statement. Because one, chows are S&D, and nobody's beating us in S&D, so it doesn't really matter. Anybody can get it. But I think I'll just leave it there, because I don't want to call anybody out in particular. Because I feel like everybody has the ability to be really good, and there's just little things that they could work on. And some people don't have that inflated ego to where they want to get better, and some people have that inflated ego to where they think they're the best in the game and they're just going to keep getting shit on.
I couldn't agree with you more. I think that I'm starting to think every time I hear someone say, "Yo, chow me for this," I'm like, dude, that's got to be cringe at some point. It's got to be.
Oh yeah, 100%. But see, when I say that, because I'm going to be honest with you, I say a lot, especially in GBs. When I say that, when I offer to chow a team for $100 to chow my team, I'm putting up that whole 100. I'm ready to throw that right. There's already $40 in the CMG account right now. I'm ready to throw up the whole $100 for my team. I don't just say it just to say it.
I like that. And honestly, we're getting close to the very, very end of this interview. And it's been such an amazing one thus far, man. And we could talk for hours. I feel like I have so many questions on this board that I didn't even get to talk to you about. And honestly, we definitely want you back on the show at some point during the season. And honestly, again, 1-3 thus far in the season. Give me what is the end goal for this season? Given the record you guys have now, is it chumps or L, or is it you guys okay with just making playoffs?
Well, I'll also give you a little insight. It does look like we may be moving down to gold right now.
Wow, that's
And
news.
that's not intentional. We were asked to, and the reason we were asked to is because, somebody can take this and run with their whole friendship thing going on. But I have a fairly decent relationship with a couple of the mods, and they know that I'm not going to get butthurt if they ask. So there's a team in gold that is apparently wreaking havoc, and people are getting really upset about it. There was
Oh
a
yeah,
Twitter rant about that today.
I heard about that one. Yeah.
Exactly. So again, I'm not egotistical, and I understand that they're trying to make it as competitive as possible. So for us, we proved last night with that hot 3-0 that we belong in plat. So I don't think of it as like we're, dropping down to either sandbag or because we couldn't be here, because we'll be back here next season. We're not only going down for the end of the rest of this season if it goes through. But I also understand that it's for the betterment of the league. A lot of the guys in gold we played against, so they know us a little bit more, and it's probably not going to sting as bad to get beat by us, because that's what's gonna happen. We're just gonna go down there and beat everybody. But it's it's probably not as bad because the team that's there, apparently they're like basically a top 32 challengers team, and
Yeah.
it's their first season, so they didn't know any better. They just got put where they got put, and it's no fault to them. It's the same thing that what happened with the Valves and Arza whenever they signed up for gold. They didn't know what to expect. They got put where people told them to go, and then everybody got hurt because they took a series off of Zahid and Leafs in them. So
Yeah.
there's a fine line of trying to get put where everything will be the most competitive. So I think that we have to kind of step our ego back a little bit and let the mods try to do what they can to appease as many people as possible. And sometimes that means, stepping down if you need to. And like I said, we'll be right back at plat next season. And then it's, it starts with playoffs. Our goal is to be diamond. That has to be the goal. And that was our goal after this season, was to, get into semifinals or finals of chumps, and then, move up to diamond. And that still stays the goal. It just gets pushed off a little bit further.
And I could definitely see it, man. I'm thinking about it right now, and I could see at some point you guys being in that contention of like the diamond, the whole diamond tier. And again, 37 minutes of just nonstop open bookage off of you, and I appreciate that through and through. Crazy Care Bear, before we do hop off, where can some of the listeners and viewers find you over on the internet?
So my Twitter handle, I think, is just at Crazy Care Bear. I'm gonna verify because I've had it for a lot of years. Yeah, at Crazy Care Bear 11, and then Twitch is the same thing. It's Crazy Care Bear 11. I stream 4 or 5 nights a week playing different things. I'm always on Twitter, so just hit me up either way.
And all that will be down in the description box below. Again, I can't say it enough, man. Thank you so much for being on here. So many people hit me up, maybe too many people hit me up to get you on here. So honestly, this is going to be one of the better episodes we have here on the series. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be all for today. If you like what you see thus far here on the channel, please do not leave without leaving a like. And if you loved it, hey, drop a subscription, everything free, of course. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know, have a good day, have a good night, get going, because I know you got this. And ladies and gentlemen, goodbye.